Zandvoort, 2025, Visa Cash App RB, Red Bull's forgotten sister team, drops a bombshell. Both cars blaze into Q3, Daniel Ricciardo snags a podium, and the Dutch crowd erupts. Orange flares painting the sky, but the real shock, RB's car might outpace Red Bull's. Max Verstappen's cryptic words and Fernando Alonso's bold claim ignite a wild theory. Could Max jump to RB and dominate? This is F1's most electrifying twist yet. The 2025 Formula One season is a wild ride, but Visa Cash App RB once Toro Rosso, Red Bull's proving ground has stolen the show. Zandvoort was their defining moment. Both cars stormed Q3, and Daniel Ricciardo, the 36-year-old Aussie with a roller coaster career, clinched his first podium since 2021. The grandstands roared, fans chanting Danny Rick as he stood on the podium, eyes glistening with defiance. "This is for everyone who wrote me off," he said, voice raw with emotion. "This car's got soul. RB's surge is no fluke." Liam Lawson, the 23-year-old Kiwi demoted from Red Bull after a brutal race stint, has been a revelation, scoring points in 3 of the last 6 races nearly for without a heart-wrenching clash with Carlos Sainz in Austria's Turn 3. Costing him a P7, his P8 in Monaco. Threading the needle through the Principality's claustrophobic streets was a masterclass in grit. "I'm here to race, not sulk," Lawson told Sky Sports, his steely gaze hiding a fire within. Yuki Tsunoda, before his disastrous Red Bull promotion, shone an RB like his P5 qualifying in Australia, though early season strategy blunders like a missed tire swap in China's wet conditions cost him 10 points. Rookie Hadjar, paired with Tsunoda early on, showed promise with a P10 in Monaco but faltered. Spinning on Shanghai's formation lap, the Varbo 2 is the real hero. Unlike Red Bull's twitchy RB1, RB's car is a driver's dream, balanced, grippy, and forgiving. Team principal Alan Perman, who took over after Laurent Mekies moved to Red Bull, explained, "We built a car that listens to its drivers. It's not for rookies, it's for winners." Data tells the story in Zandvoort's Sector 2. Ricciardo's lap times were within 0.2 seconds of Verstappen's, a midfield team matching a titan. RB's 45 points in 2025, nearly their 2020 for total, reflect their momentum. Australia's tire strategy flopped, costing Ricciardo a P8, while Hadjar's Shanghai spin squandered a P9, but Monaco saw RB nail it, with Lawson and Hadjar banking double points. Hungary delivered Lawson's P7 via safety car, and Spa's wet-dry chaos yielded Ricciardo's P6, a masterstroke of timing. Silverstone saw Lawson's P9 battling Aston Martin's Lance Stroll to the line. Fans on X exploded. One post declaring, "RB's channeling Toro Rosso's 2008 magic finds us back. Red Bull, once F1's unstoppable force, is crumbling." Fourth in the Constructors' Championship with 194 points, they're 365 behind McLaren. Max Verstappen, the 4-time world champion, is their lone warrior, dragging the RB21 to wins in Japan and Imola. Suzuka's Japan GP saw him fend off Lando Norris by 0.8 seconds. A masterclass in precision, Imola was grittier, nursing tires to hold off Charles Leclerc by 1.2 seconds, but it's a lonely fight. Yuki Tsunoda, promoted from RB, has been a disaster. 7 points all season, often dumped in Q1, like China's chaotic qualifying or Miami's sprint. Compare that to Lawson's 20 and Ricciardo's 37, and the gap is stark. Verstappen's frustration is palpable. "The car's too slow," he said post-Zandvoort, jaw clenched. "I'm babying tires through turns 7 and 8 while others attack. We're matching RB's pace, that's not right." The RB21 is a technical mess, beaky, low on grip, and unforgiving. In Hungary, Verstappen's P3 was a miracle, fighting a car that slid through turn 11. Losing 0.3 seconds to McLaren's Oscar Piastri, Austria's sprint saw him drop to positions in Sector 1, unable to match McLaren's cornering speed. Pierre Walsh, Red Bull's technical director, admitted, "We chased downforce but lost drivability. The car's window is too narrow. Fans feel the pain when X posts red. Red Bull's lost their mojo. RB's stealing their thunder." The emotional toll is crushing. A team that redefined F1 now faces humiliation, matched by their junior squad. Here's the bombshell shaking the paddock. Fernando Alonso, the 2-time champion with a knack for stirring drama, lit the fuse. "RB's car is a rocket ship," he said. "Put Max in it, and he's in the title fight." Tsunoda was top 6 at RB, then Q1 at Red Bull. That's the car, not the driver. Verstappen didn't flinch. On pure pace, "We're level with RB," he said, a flicker of doubt in his eyes. So, let's dive into the wild what-if. Could Max swap seats with Ricciardo or Lawson and dominate? Imagine Max in the VCA RB02, its smooth handling unleashing his genius. Zandvoort's data showed RB matching Red Bull in Sector 2 Max. Could have shaved 0.2 seconds, maybe stolen pole. Ricciardo's podium proved the car's potential. Verstappen, with his surgical precision, could make it a race winner. Picture him at Spa, carving through Eau Rouge, gaining 0.15 seconds per lap, or at Silverstone, blitzing Maggots and Beckett's to challenge McLaren in Hungary, where Ricciardo took P9. Max could have battled for a podium, exploiting the cars. Tire management, Miami Street Circuit, with its tight corners, would suit the VCA RB02's balance. Max could have outrun Ferrari Sainz for P5. RB's success isn't luck. Faenza's engineers, free from Red Bull's title pressure, took risks that paid off. The VCA RB02's mid-downforce setup thrives on tracks like Zandvoort, Monaco, and Hungary. With a wider operating window than the RB1, we prioritize balance over peak performance, and RB engineer told Autosport. Their Honda RB-PT engine, 10 horsepower down on Red Bull's, is reliable, and their tire management is elite. Ricciardo's softs lasted 5 laps longer than Verstappen's in Austria, saving a pit stop. Australia's tire call cost Ricciardo AP8, and Hadjar's Shanghai spin squandered points, but Monaco's double points showed RB's growth. Spa's mixed conditions saw Ricciardo's P6, a masterstroke of switching to slicks a lap before Ferrari. Silverstone's P9 for Lawson came from a bold undercut on Aston Martin. Herman grinned, "We're learning fast. Red Bull's woes run deeper than pace." Adrian Newey's 2024 exit was a dagger, followed by Jonathan Wheatley and Rob Marshall. Then came the shocker, Christian Horner, sacked after 19 years. Helmut Marko insisted it was results-driven, not politics, but the scars are deep. Laurent Mekies, now Red Bull's boss, admitted RB's pace raises questions, but cautioned against quick fixes. "Each car's DNA is unique," he said, voice heavy with pressure. "You can't borrow from Faenza." The RB1, built for high downforce, demands a knife-edge setup, leaving drivers like Tsunoda stranded. Watch confessed, "We're guessing at solutions." The car's desensitive. Ricciardo's 2025 is a redemption saga. Axed in 2024, he returned to RB with a chip on his shoulder. His Zandvoort podium was a defiant roar, hugging his mechanics with tears in his eyes. "I've still got it," he grinned. His 1-10 point to lap in Q3 matching Leclerc. Lawson's story is pure grit demoted after to Red Bull races. His Austria P6, beating Sergio Perez by 2 seconds, was a statement. Tsunoda's collapse is heartbreaking. This isn't Red Bull's first sister team scare. In 2008, Toro Rosso's Sebastian Vettel stunned with a Monza win, outshining Red Bull. RB's 2025 surge feels like deja vu, but the stakes are higher. Red Bull rebounded in 2010 to 2013, dominating with Newey's genius. McLaren's 1998 turnaround going from midfield to champions shows recovery is possible, but Red Bull's chaos suggests trouble. Braun GP's 2009 miracle, turning a struggling Honda into a champion, is RB's blueprint. The 2026 regulations' new hybrid engines, 30% less downforce, and lighter cars loom large. RB's momentum could make them a dark horse. While Red Bull risks fading, rivals are taking notice. McLaren's Zach Brown told ESPN, "RB's found a sweet spot. Red Bull's lost their way." Ferrari's Fred Vassar was coy. "Max makes the difference, but RB's car is no joke." Mercedes' Toto Wolff, eyeing Verstappen for 2026, smirked. "If Max wants a competitive car, he knows where to call." These jabs sting, amplifying Red Bull's crisis. RB's rise is forcing rivals to rethink their approach, with McLaren testing mid-downforce setups inspired by Faenza. Could Verstappen win in RB's car today? Hell yes. Max is a generational talent, bending any car to his will. RB's forgiving setup would let him attack. Picture him at Monza, slicing through Ascari with a 1 minute 20 seconds and 5 milliseconds lap, or stealing a win in Hungary's twist, where Ricciardo took P9. Zandvoort's podium showed the VCA RB02's potential. Max could make it a champion, gaining 0.3 seconds in Sector 1 alone. A victory would expose Red Bull's fatal flaw, a technical team lost in the dark, crippled by poor choices and a broken leadership. Zandvoort wasn't a race, it was a reckoning. Visa Cash App RB's rise has shattered Red Bull's empire, and Max Verstappen faces a career-defining choice. Will he stay with a team crumbling under its own weight? Or could a daring leap to RB or beyond cement his legend as F1's greatest? The 2026 regulations, with new engines and lighter cars, are a ticking bomb. Promising glory or ruin, a Max win in RB's car would be a dagger to Red Bull's heart. Proof their dynasty is fading. The Dutch GP lit the fuse, and the explosions. Coming, don't miss a second of this F1 saga. Smash that subscribe button, join our crew, and let's ride this wave to 2026 and beyond. Drop your take below. Team Max or Team Red Bull? Who's writing F1's next chapter?